Welcome back to Sabretooth at Nethemba, where we care about your security. Welcome back to HackTheBox Friday. Okay, we're going to sudo open VPN, and we're going to go HTTP. I still don't know whether this is the best server to be on or not. It doesn't matter. So let's see what today's box is. This one is a bit easier to figure out the box rather than Try Hack Me, because Try Hack Me I'm working on recommendations and just what I feel like. This one, I'm doing them in order of release from the very beginning. Something went wrong. Good start. Let's get... No, I'm not trying to do that. What are you doing? I clicked in the right place and then it quite literally just jumped. Right, so we've got recommended to do knowledge. We're going to machines. Retired machines, because I'm not allowed to do any active machines, as in for a walkthrough, and we're doing these in order. We did lame and legacy in one video. So next up is Devel. Okay, next up is Devel, and apparently this one is also easy-ish. But we'll see. We'll go straight into adventure mode, so we don't have to look at any of the hints here. We're going to spawn the machine. I will maybe open quickly. I will revert the machine. Was this one rated easy? I think it was. So we're going into HackTheBox. We're going into easy. We're adding a subnode, and we are doing Devel. Nice. That noise is driving me mad. We're nearly there. So we are making a new directory in boxes. And we are cding into that directory. Come on, please. Machine will be reset. Good. Fine. So at this point, we're just sort of waiting. We are waiting and waiting. Anyway, we know the IP address is 10.10.10.5, so I just want to wait for this to appear. And then we can do an nmap, right? So let's bring this down a bit, and let's bring it outward slightly as well. And we're going to do nmap stv. We're going to do all ports, and we're doing 10.10.10.5. Oh, it's still spawning. Hang on a second. Yeah, I get it. Don't mind me. We've reverted it, right? So always worthwhile doing, just to clear off anybody else's attempts. So I'm quite looking forward to getting onto the harder systems on HackTheBox. Having said that, now that I've said that, I guarantee that I won't be able to do this one. Come on, this is taking a while. I might end the video and then come back when this is reverted, perhaps. Let's just reload the page, see if that changes anything. Probably won't. It's just a case of being patient. Yeah, machine's still spawning. So that's fine. I don't want to read any of this, right? So we're going to go adventure mode. There we go. I will be back when that's done. Okay, I'm back. Not only has this now reset, but I also gave it another minute so that I'm not waiting too long with nothing to do. So we'll run this one more time. And we will see what we are up against on this occasion. Obviously, what we can do is immediately check out the website. Oh, why did I kill that? I did Control-C. Don't do Control-C in a terminal. It's Control-Shift-C if you want to copy. Well, I'll just do it this way, it's easier. Okay, we've got IIS 7, which is a Windows system. Windows uses the IIS web server by default. and that just takes you to ias.net. We don't need that. Fine, is what it is. So we'll open a few of these. What we can do is we can use GoBuster, or we can even use like Derb. But that's fine, we'll do this. Is it W for the word list? I'm not sure. Yeah, it has to be, because that's URL, isn't it? So we're going to go back, we're going to go back. We're going to go tools. For some reason that isn't actually doing anything. Should be. For some reason I'm having trouble with GoBusters today. So forget it. I'm just taking the easy route. I just forgot my command and I can't be bothered to look it up, so we're doing this. I was thinking as well, something I've not yet done on the channel, there's something called FUF, which can be used for finding directories, but it can also be used for finding subdomains, which is something I've not yet had to do. We've got the ASP.NET client, which is quite a common file folder. And that normally gives 403 access denied, so that's fine. I'm not sure what else it's going to find. This is still going. It's just a case of waiting. There will likely be another port open. I wouldn't suggest 22. Normally the SSH port's open, but that's generally on Linux machines. Quite rare to have the SSH port open on a Windows system, unless you're using something like putty in order to, I don't know. What are we doing? Just waiting. Let's see how far we are off. Not too bad. Still doing the connect scan. It's not doing the service scan yet, but that's okay. Let's just hit that. And the result, it says here 15 seconds there. It wasn't far off, was it really? So we've got port 21 and port 80. We've got Microsoft Windows, as we can see. We don't know which version of Windows this is, but that's okay. Port 21 is the FTP port. It tells you that here, and it's Microsoft FTP, right? So I guess while that's running, we can do FTP 10.10.10.5. It'll ask us for our username. I'm going to go anonymous and see if anonymous access is enabled. Anonymous access is allowed. So it says send your identity as the password. We won't do that. We'll just enter and we're logged in. Oh, this is actually this page, because that welcome.ping is like this image here. Look. So interestingly, this is the root of the website. Nice, okay. Anonymous access on FTP. FTP is pointing to root of web server. Nice. So this basically means if, I'm probably not going to need this now, am I? Because I don't need to scan things if I can already see what's on there. This means if I do echo test into test.text, and then on the FTP I do put test.text, that has put my file that I've just made and that means I should be able to access it here. Right? So we can upload things to the server, and as we know, if you can upload things to the server, you're in for a good time. So I'm going to put shells, insomnia shell, ASPX, because that's what is ASP server, right? So we're going to put system cannot find the path specified. Okay, so fine. What I'm going to do is exit. We're going to go back to shells, insomnia shell. Okay, and from this location, we can do this again, log in, and now put insomnia shell.aspx. Okay, so I was able to upload insomnia shell in theory, which is the best one in my opinion for ASPX. At least it was back when I was doing this as a OSCP and things. Whether there's new ones or not, I've not really looked into it, but whatever. And then we can go insomnia shell.aspx. Okay, so we have our web shell, and we can just connect back using this. So hopefully this will give us a shell back. Let's take a look. I'll take a screenshot here. And just put that in here. Okay, and I've also got the web address in there, as you can see. Insomnia shell.aspx. Lovely. So all we really need to do is we can exit this now. In fact, we'll leave that running. Go in our other one, just in case. We're going to get our ton0 IP address here. We are going to start a netcat listener. For some reason, I've just totally forgot my flags today. I'm just having a really, really weird moment. On port 1234. And then we're connecting back to here on port 1234, and we connect back. And we've got a Windows shell, right? What do you think? Easy enough? Easy enough. The beauty of this is if I want to do something like WinPeas, I can literally upload it using the FTP. So who am I? We are the IIS app pool web. What we're going to do is go back to the beginning. We're going to go into users, see what's in here. There's Babis, so we're going to go into Babis. In fact, we'll just see if we can type babis/desktop/user.txt. Access is denied. Right, we don't have access to Babis at all here by the looks of it, but that's a good start. That's a good start. We've got access to the system. We've just not got user access. Good. So I'm going to do exactly that. So I was in this directory. Let's go back there. Let's go back there. We're going to cd back to there, and we can see that in here. No, that's not where I want to be. Okay. Back to the C directory. Let's go into inetpub. And then we have www root, which is the root of the website. And here we've got all our files, right? We've got the insomnia shell and our test.txt. So here I can upload WinPs as an example. But first I need to exit from the FTP. We are going back a couple of directories and into priv escalation scripts. Clear that. And you can see we've got WinPs. Now, is it 64-bit or 86 or 32-bit? So we're going to do system info to find out. And you'll see here that the system locale is Greek. That's interesting. So we're 64-bit system. We're running Windows 7. Okay. So 64-bit Windows 7. That's nice to know. Does it have any hotfixes? It doesn't. It doesn't have any updates. So this is going to be vulnerable to quite a few exploits. Okay, fair enough. This ain't going to be too bad. This ain't going to be too bad, hopefully. So now we're here. We'll go back into the FTP. And we're going to put win is x64, right? Okay. Oh. Right, I've just thought of something. If this doesn't run, you'll see why. We'll see why. So what we're going to do is run win P's x64. And it says the program cannot be run in DOS mode. So what we're going to do is delete that file. And this is something which... Oh, access is denied. Whoops. Well, anyway, this is something which people have issues with when uploading in FTP. Because FTP's got two modes. It's got ASCII and binary. And ASCII is the normal default mode, but if you're uploading binary files, like executable files, you need to put it in binary mode. So I'm just going to type binary here, and it'll say it's changed the type. And then I'm going to put, once again, so now it's opening the binary mode data connection. And so now it should run as an exe file. So this is quite a common thing. The first time I encountered this, it took me ages to figure out what was going on. So if I do there again, you'll see that this has got 2.429155 and this has got 2.387. So it's a different different file size. This time if we run it, hang on a minute. Not compatible with the version of Windows. Why not? You need a 32-bit or 64-bit version of the program. Well, I've done that. I've just uploaded the 64-bit and it says that it's a 64-bit system. So why does that not work? Or is it because I've overwritten? I don't know, actually. Huh. Colour me confused. Give me a second. Give me a second. So I've not got any other. I've not got any other Windows privilege escalation checkers. I probably should have some other ones other than WinPs. Right, let me upload PSPy 64. No, that won't work. That's a Linux thing. I'm getting confused now. Okay, so what if I see if I can rename it? What if I put WinPs x64.exe and call it new.exe? So now when I go back here, we have new.exe. This is really confusing. So let's try the 32-bit version then. Very strange. That one's not running at all. Okay, so it looks like WinPeas is out. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is Windows exploit suggester. This I've used before, but I don't seem to have. I don't seem to have a copy of this, so now's the time to get it. So it's a Python file, and this runs on Linux, not on Windows, and that might seem a bit confusing. So I want to download this file. Is this Python 2 though? I want a Python 3 version. I've not got Python 2 installed. Initial port to Python 3. Okay, fair enough. Someone's done the hard work for us. Thank you so much. Good job I checked that, right? So I'm going to go, excuse me, into previous scripts, and I'm going to put it here. So let's take a look. Okay, so we have this, and the way this works is we run Python 3, and I hope this does actually work, because I've never used a Python 3 version before. Invalid escape sequence, so I don't know what's happening here. Oh, I'm not dealing with rejects. Not enough arguments. Okay. Okay, so we're going to cat this, and I know how this works, or at least I used to. So let's read the code and see what it says. Update the database. Install the dependencies, that's something fun, and feed it the system info input. Okay, so we're going to do each of these in step. Really, I should make a note of these as well. So for now, I'm just going to make a note in here. It's not important that it goes in here, but I'm going to make a note in here. So Python 3. Okay, so it's updating. That's good. I still don't know what these errors are, but not a problem. As long as it's still running, we should be okay. And then install the dependencies. So shall I do that through Python or through I'm not sure if that's something I can do through here, through pip perhaps. No. So sudo apt installing new software is always fun. So it can't find these packages. Okay, fair enough. So let's take a look, see what else it says here. We will just try it. I think there's going to be issues without these packages. We can maybe install them through pip, perhaps. Let's take a look, actually. Always fun installing new software. I'm not sure if this can be installed through pip. So pip is like the Python installation scripts. I think it's Python installation packages is what pip stands for. I could be wrong on that one. But hey, we will try this again and just see if we can get these missing ones. It's externally managed environment. Fine, I think I'm just going to leave this. We'll try it anyway. We will try it and just see what happens. And if this doesn't work, we need to find another way of dealing with this. So Python 3, we're going to put this in. We have this file now, which it's updated to. So if you look at the way to actually run this, we have the database file. So we'll make a copy of that. Which is 2025. There we go. And as well as that, we also need the system info file. Oh, I don't like this in the background. That's annoying. There we go. What was it put that on there for? System info file. And the way we get that is, let's bring this up and there we go, do that. We run system info. Hopefully we've still got a shell. We have. And we're going to make a copy of this. I'm not even sure this is going to work, and if not, I will find another way of doing this. So we paste the system info in there. And the system info is in, I've got to go back out of this directory, boxes, devel, system.txt. Okay, database file detected. Install and upgrade the, I've never even heard of the OpenPyXL library. Right, okay, I can't deal with this right now. So let's find another way of doing this. I'm going to look for a different sort of Windows exploit suggester, and I'm not going to waste time here, so I'll do that when I get back. I'm going to take a look right now. Okay, I'm back. Just to let you know that what I did is I added this flag like it said you can override this at risk of breaking your Python installation by putting break system packages, and in doing that I actually was able to install this OpenPyXL, and then I tried running this exploit suggester again, and we're sort of hanging here. There's literally nothing else that's happening, and it's been like this for a couple of minutes already. So I don't know whether it's just a case of being patient or whether something is seriously broken at this point. I'm not sure which way it's going. So I could always just look up common Windows 7 exploits and just try a few, but that's never the way to go on things like this. So I don't know whether to just leave this running. Might just leave this running. And I think other than that, I'm not sure. So we're going to look for Windows exploit suggester again and see if there's something else around. Interesting that WinPs just didn't work. I looked at the next gen one as well, and that I'm not sure if that's going to be any good, to be fair. I did take a quick look and then I went straight off it and just tried this break packages thing. So this looks like it does kind of the same. I mean, maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. So let's try WESNG. I'm sure I've read WESNG before. Right, I'm going to kill this. I've got WESNG already in here. I didn't even think about that. So is this already installed? Does this work? This system info is not the one I am using. But does this work on Python 3? It might do. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do that then and just run the update. I must have had it already installed from a long time ago. So it's updated to the latest version. We've got these errors at the top here. Oh no, not anymore. Huh. Cool. So let's just figure out how this works then. I don't remember using it. I must have done before. So I just thought I'd show you all of this because at the end of the day, it's like I'm learning as well. So much for this being an easy box. So we'll do it with the system info text.way. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll remove the system info text, which is already here. That's not important. And I think I can just do it. Where's.py system info.text? Huh. Let's try that then. Oh, look at this. So there we go. This Windows Exploit suggests next generation is the way forward if you're stuck on this, by the way. At least at the minute. Oh, look at this. Missing service packs. Displaying 236 of the 236 vulnerabilities found. Ah! Look at all these. Remote code execution vulnerability. Oh, there's so many. I can't try all of these. It's good that it's found vulnerabilities. So what is the way to only do the critical ones? What did it say here? There was a way of doing that. Only show a certain impact, like remote code execution. Fair enough. Severity. So we can do like S critical. And then we could do, instead of remote coding execution, we could do like privilege escalation, because that's what we want to do. We want to get root, don't we? But we'll try this first, just the critical ones. Hang on a minute. The following arguments are required. Oh, of course. I'm an idiot. So let's see what it does this time. See if there's still 236. We're just trying to round it down at this point. So 142 this time is shown. 142 are shown, and then what we can do is impact, remote code execution, remote code execution, remote code execution. We're looking for privilege escalation, really. I don't know whether that's what it's called here. Let's take a look. RCE, all the way down. RCE, remote code execution. I just saw privilege somewhere. Elevation of privilege, right? So if we do severity and then we also do elevation of privilege, let's take another look. We do this with the I flag, and it's in quotes, okay? So we'll do critical, then we'll do the I flag. And we'll run it with that, and now we'll see if we can get any less than 142. It's still 142 somehow, because this is like remote code execution. I don't know why it's still showing these RCE ones, because that's not what I asked it for. Unless it's showing all the critical ones, in which case if I get rid of critical and we just show the elevation of privilege ones. So I'm just figuring it out as we go. Now there's only 49. Right, that's good. So I'm happy with that. I still don't want to try 50 different vulnerabilities, because that's going to drive me mad. But if I can take a copy of this, so we know that this works. So we can use WesNG. That's going to be one hell of a paste. There it is. And so now all of these are privilege escalation, right? So do we just choose one and be done with it? Or possibly break the system? Vulnerabilities in kernel mode driver. That's 32-bit systems. I'm sure this is a 64-bit system. I'm positive. It's so weird. Huh. Well, okay, whatever. So, I mean, we've got like CVE 2013, 1283, and so on and so forth. And it's got the patch numbers here. So, as much as I can compile my own exploits, it'd be nice if we can find, and don't ever do this on a system which you care about, because you can totally infect yourself with all sorts of viruses. But if we do Windows exploit master exe GitHub, we should be able to find EVE, fair enough, exe GitHub. We should be able to find something here which has them all. There's not too many there. There's a few there. Oh, there's more in there. I see. Well, not really. And that's PowerShell. We should find something which has some exes in here, hopefully. I mean, something like this, perhaps. And all these are. Now, I know for sure that I have some of these on my system. It's just a question of where. It's in my documents. I don't want to show what's in my documents, so I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back, and these are just exploits that I've either compiled myself over the years or I've found online over the years. You can see that I've got ones which are compiled and ready to run. You've got some here which are, that's my scripts and programs. Windows Exploit Suggester is here and all this, right? So you can see that I've actually got more in here than I have in my original folders. So I should have really started with this. And there's all these as well, which are Python scripts or exe files and so on. That's what I was looking for, Windows Exploits Master. So I've literally got all of these, and I've even got a catalog of which I created a while ago. A catalog of exploits. So the exploit DB number and the exploit and whether it grants root and whether I've already got it compiled. And I put this together quite a while ago when I was doing OSCP. So there's not much in there, to be fair. But what I can do is I can look for Windows here, Windows Remote Shell, Windows Remote Shell, and just see if there's a Windows privilege escalation anywhere. Like here, Windows Privesc Local, but that's only Devel client, which isn't installed. Windows, that's XP in 2003, it's not Windows 7. Windows Privesc, Windows Remote Shell. So, you know, it's worthwhile me keeping all these, but they're not all coming in handy. That's Windows 8.1. I've still not got any Windows 7 anywhere. No, so maybe not. So let's take a look at the output of this. And what we're going to do is just check to see which ones I've already got. We've got 2013 1283, which, I don't know, it doesn't work like that, does it, here? I've got CVE numbers, and that is not what this is about. So how am I going to deal with this then? Because it's fine having all the CVE numbers, but I prefer to have the MS numbers as well. I don't think any of these have that. Vulnerability in kernel drivers. Vulnerability in net framework. So some of these, as you can see, have exploits available, which you can just click on and go straight there. So we'll just take a look at this. And here it's got the number MS13005, you see. Now it'd be a case of looking here and saying, have I got MS13005 already here, which I haven't. And this is just going to be a lot of faffing about with trial and error. So I'm not really looking forward to doing this. And it says here 24485. I don't have two. I've got two. Right. So some I've got, some I've not got. We'll look at the ones with public exploits first. Whenever I see a link here, I will go straight for that. Ugh, it's sending my eyes funny. Like this one, 40564. 40564 we have. So that's quite interesting because that one I've already got it compiled, 40564. So what happens if I copy this, knowing that that system may be vulnerable to it? I'm not saying it is, I'm saying it may be vulnerable to it. What we're going to do is go back, I'll do it in a new window, it's just easier, into, I'm so confused, where are we? Boxes, Devel, and paste that in. I'm not saying this is going to work. In fact, it's highly likely that it won't. But it is what it is. So we're going to go back up and find the FTP. Where was it? Oh no, we don't need to be here. CD. What am I doing? Let's just do it here. Let's just do it here. FTP 10 10 10 5. And then puts for. Which means we go back here. And then we try running 40564. This program cannot be running DOS mode. Oh, of course it can't. Binary. Every time. So we'll try it again. And now I'm system user. So that one worked. So out of 49 possible exploits, some of them you can just pick out and try. What an awful, awful process. I need to streamline this and I need to find a better way of doing it. Because at the minute I've just got like a bunch of exploits, some which I can compile, some which I've never bothered doing, some which I've just got in their code form, some which I've compiled but don't work, some which I compiled and do work. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I need a better catalog system as well. I just put this together when I was doing OSCP. We rooted it. I didn't like that at all. I really, really dislike that. But I mean, we found a way. That's the important point. We found a way. So all I'm going to put down here is due to having it already compiled. You can see that I'm not quite as proficient or efficient working with Windows systems. We use this and upload in binary mode but on FTP, right? And then literally that is it. We just sort of run that and we've got system. Is what it is. Is what it is. Sometimes they just work out this way. This is technically an easy box, and it is an easy box. All you've got to do is run an exploit. It's not complicated. It's also not very fun either. So sorry about that. So what we're going to do is go back to here. We're going into, in fact, we're just going to type users, Babis, desktop, and then we're going to type users administrator, that's it, my brain's fried. Users administrator desktop, and that's it. It's really that simple. So most of this video was taken up with me trying to install this exploit suggester, which I already had installed because I'm stupid. So I found my exploits file folder. You'll be able to find these. You'll be able to find these online somewhere. Windows Exploits Master was the GitHub that I took it from. You can see here that's a README. That's not found anymore, but this was a fork of that. So I'm sure there'll be things around somewhere. As it happened, I didn't use any of these. I used one which I had already compiled. So if I'd have compiled that from source, I'd have done it from the this page, and I'd have compiled it myself using C. And it shows you what it works on, all these different Windows versions. So I'm not going to go into how to compile Windows exploits on Linux. I will cover that at some point, but I didn't need to this time. When I need to, I'll do it. But really, it's never really too much of a problem. You sometimes get warnings, but as long as you don't get errors, you're generally okay. And that's all there is to say. I mean, sometimes it tells you how to compile. Not always. In this case, it doesn't seem to. Exploit prerequisites, patches, notes, statements, thanks to, and references. Yeah, there's nothing here about how to compile this. Interesting, Windows x86. I'm sure it was on a 64-bit system. It's fine. It is what it is. Let's get this finished. I'm annoyed with this one. I'm annoyed with this one. So we've been, what, about an hour? Give or take. Fair enough. It is what it is. What a weird statement that is. It is what it is. Now, I would be very interested to see what the guided method talks you through. Nice. So how do I... There we go. So I'd quite like to take a look at that. Go through the guided mode. So it takes you through the name of the service running on the TCP ports. Oh, quite literally, I don't really want to do this, but I do want to see what these later ones are. So let's just take a quick look. Microsoft FTPD. We should have all the answers anyway. And then the FTP command, we use put to put something on the server. See, if you're a beginner, go through things like this. They put into the root, well, yes, obviously. What file extension is executed the script? ASPX. Which Metasploit reconnaissance mode can be used to list possible privilege escalation paths? Why didn't I think about that? Why didn't I think about that? I could have used Metasploit. I didn't even think about it. That makes sense. So in future, Metasploit, I don't even know which module it is, to be honest. I don't use Metasploit often. I don't really have need for it in my job because I work mainly on web. We will take a look though Privilege escalation paths, Metasploit. Yeah, we've got get system. That's not the one we're after. I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what, perhaps RTFM will know, maybe. So let's take a look. What are we on? Metasploit, where are you? Page 102. What is the question? I don't even know what the question is. Reconnaissance module, reconnaissance. Reconnaissance. Okay, I'm not going to spend time looking through this book. What I'm going to do actually is just see which one it actually expects me to use, because I do know of a couple, but none of them fit that. Neither of them fit that mask. I want to see if I can just find this online and see what other people have put. I wouldn't have used exploit multi-handler at all. Multi-handler is used for catching shells. Huh. That's intriguing. I really wouldn't have... No, I really wouldn't have done that. Huh. That's not right, is it? That isn't even right. Oh no, it's saying, okay, that's not the answer. Right, that makes sense. I was like, no, there's literally no way. There's literally no way. Okay, local exploit suggester. That one slipped my mind. I'll be absolutely 100% honest. That one totally slipped my mind. So out of interest, and just, you know, curiosity, shall we do that right now? I know it's been... Come on. Don't be like that. Come on. Come on. There we go. So, just out of interest, let's do that and see what the difference is between what my method pulled up and what that pulled up. Yeah, it means that we're basically going to start from scratch, but that's fine. So you can see elevating privilege to system and doing all this, right? So it is 32-bit. Huh, intriguing. Fine. Can I be bothered to do this? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a MSF Venom. There we go. I just found it in my thing. So we'll do 32-bit then. Shell reverse TCP. My local IP address. Was that right? No, it wasn't. That's my try hack me address. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's give it a go. We'll catch it on port 1234. We're going to call it shell, just shell.exe because it's easier. We want really Meterpreter shell, to be honest. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go to here. So this is going to be quite a long video because I'm actually going to now do this again. So we'll look for Meterpreter. Here we go. So it is Windows to Meterpreter reverse TCP. Nice, let's do that. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to make this file. We're then going to upload it. Okay. Yeah, we're in the right place anyway. So when that's created, we're going to upload it. Just to show you how to do this with Metasploit as well, by the way. So we're going to go to binary mode. Can't forget that. We are going to upload puts shell.exe. There we go. So we need access to this. Have I still got access to the system? I haven't. Why have I not got access to the system anymore? Oh. So we'll run Insomnia shell again. And we'll connect back. What was my IP again? Literally only just got that. I need a listener. I'm an idiot. Oh no, that's port 1234. Okay, so I'll put 9999. Get a shell back, right? So if we look here, no. We'll see that we've got our shell file. So now we need to catch this in MSF console. Why am I singing that? That's like the music from Parasol Stars Rainbow Islands 2. How old is that? Which is actually the third Bubble Bobble game, believe it or not. Sometimes when doing boxes, things go so smoothly, and sometimes things are just a mess after a mess after a mess, and you just have to battle your way through. That's what today was. Easy box, but still I had to battle my way through this one. Mainly because I didn't have the right tools, or I did but didn't realize. Then, you know, finding the exploits and things, I don't know. I went through things the long way, but that's the point of me doing these videos. You see how things can go wrong as well as go right. I don't need to search. I'm going to use multi-handler. Now the shell, the payload. There we go. It needs to be exactly the same, and the port needs to be 1234. What am I doing? There we go. Set payload. We're going to show options. We're going to set the L host, which is our IP address that it's connecting back to. We're going to set the L port, which is 1234. We're going to show options one more time just to make sure they're all set, which they are. And then we're going to do exploit, and what happens is this is like our netcat listener, but the Metasploit framework instead is setting up the listener and handling everything to do with it, okay? Or at least it will eventually. It's not right now. Come on, it's not that difficult. I assume it's running. Might not be. I thought you might have said, you know, we are listening. Oh, there it is. Start a reverse handler. So now, once we run shell.exe, we now have a interpreter session, right? So we could do get UID, and you'll see that we have a shell as this user. Now, there's something really interesting on the interpreter, and I'll show you it in a second. But first, we're going to use the exploit suggester and just see what it comes up with, right? So use fail load. Okay. I think I might have to do this as I might have to background this session, and then because it's not finding it like this, so right. So I might have to background this session. So if I go to sessions, what you'll see is that's the shell that we've got back. So now I'm going to go use this. We're going to show options, and we'll give it the session number that we want to run it on, which is session 1. Okay. So we're going to set the session as 1 and then run or exploit, whatever you fancy. And now it's doing exactly the same as what our local script did. It's figuring out which things it's vulnerable to, exploits and so on. This might take a while. It's only done 300 of 2,500. So this is actually taking a bit longer than my method. Oh no, it's stopped. It's decided to die on 328. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Shall I stop the video and come back? I'll stop the video and come back one more time. I'm back. It's not done yet, but as you can see, it's showing appears to be vulnerable, it's not exploitable, it's doing this, that, and the other. And so what we find here is that it's rounded it down to 16, which will work inside Metasploit. And we'll be able to use one of these, and Metasploit will just gain access for us, and that's it. So that's a much easier way. That's why this is an easy system. I want to try, rather than doing this though, what I want to do is sessions interact with number 1. And what that will do, it'll give us our interpreter session, right? So again, you can do like get UID for who am I. Now there's an option in Interpreter which is get pribs, and we can try that. I'm not sure it'll work, but we can try it. That's not right. Is it get priv? No. Is it get system? Get system. And what it's going to try and do is automatically see if it can get admin access for us. It does this using like 3 or 4 different things that it's got under the hood. I don't really know how it works, but sometimes it just gives you root access, and that's very much a cheaty way. Works on some systems, doesn't work on many. But let's just see what it comes back with, because I'll be interested to see if I could just have gone into Interpreter, typed get system, and rooted the damn thing, you know. Other than that, as I say, what we could have done is quite literally just gone through these exploit suggestor thing here, and just try using a few of these and just see if they work or not, which we still might do before the end of this video. But let's try get system first. Not sure how long this is going to take, so I'll be back again when it finds something or when something happens. Okay, I'm back, and it says that it timed out. So Obviously it couldn't use get system on here. So what we would do is we just take any of these, like that the target appears to be vulnerable, you know, services running could not be validated, and that is not got the one which we used, the MS11 whatever it was. I mean, that's a bypass, event viewer, bypass, a hijack. Not sure which of these are actually not sure which of these are actually regarding privilege escalation. So we've got show description false. If we'd have run that again with true, let's background this again, and we'll go back to this. Oh, we're already there. Show options, and then set show description to true, and then run it again. Obviously I'm going to be back when this is done because it's going to take ages getting to 2500 again. Oh, I don't know, seems to be flying through it. It didn't really take too long to get to 2500 last time. I mean, you've already seen me root the system, you've probably clicked off by now, so I don't know who I'm talking to, but I just thought I'd show, you know, the what it deemed was the intended way, right? So it's already done, you know, about 1,000, so there's not really too much to wait, but I just want to see what a difference it makes to have show description, because it might say, because all it's saying at the minute is it appears to be vulnerable or whatever, but it doesn't say exactly what it does. And it's fine being vulnerable, but what if it's like a denial of service attack or something like that? So I think it's quite important having that show description on, I guess. And it's good that it shows which ones it's not vulnerable to as well. So we're on like 2,000 now, so we've only got another, well, 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. So we're there pretty much. So you can see that it's bringing in all these descriptions now. Right. So now when we go back up, you can see that it has all the descriptions here, and you can read through and figure out which ones you want. It will bypass the, you know, the account security pop-up thing. We don't really want that. By hijacking, that'll bypass USC as well, the user account control. We don't want that. We can move files around. Well, great. This one will create a new session with system privileges. So this one, the Ketrapod, MS10015, that sounds like a good thing to try, right? So if we now take a look at this and go to, which one was that? Number 4. I'm going to put use for. Hang on, go away. So okay, that didn't work. So we'll just copy this instead, and then we'll put use this, and show the options. We might be able to get in again using this. I'm not saying we will, but we might. Okay, it's not asking us which session we want to work with, but we'll just put exploit and see what happens. Yeah, session. Okay, so we're going to put set session. Do we still have session 1 active? Let's have a look. Sessions. Yeah, set session 1. Right, and then exploit. Okay, so it says here that exploit completed, but no session was created. So although it said it may have been vulnerable, it actually wasn't, because it tried injecting and it says wait for it to complete. But as you can see, it just wasn't the case. So what we'd then do is we'd try a different one. It's just trial and error, you know. But whereas in my case, I was looking through and found some which I already had compiled, in this case, they're already here waiting to be used. So run with systems privileges. Which one's this? 2020. Oh, so that's a file move. We don't want a file move. We don't want a file move. I don't think so. So that's key to a pod. We looked at that. Oh, that one's running but cannot be validated. This one appears to be vulnerable. Leverages a kernel pool overflow, which allows privilege escalation. So we'll just try this one. And then whether this works or not, I'm done for now. So we'll use this. We'll show options. We're going to set the session. And then we're going to exploit. Again, no session was created. So it's not very reliable using Metasploit. As it happens, the first one I tried manually seemed to work. The one which I tried manually isn't even an option on this. Now, it's always possible that these don't work because in using my initial one, I probably have messed something up and I need to revert the system. Oh, I see why. Look, reverse TCP handler is going to the wrong IP address. Whoops. So we're going to set lhost. So maybe this was my mistake. Let's try this. Set the lhost as, what is my lhost? As this. Maybe it will have more luck using this IP address. And we'll try it again. Interpreter session 2 open, so this was massively my fault here. So we're going to interact with 2. Yes. Already interactive. Get UID. Who are we? So maybe it is reliable. It's just the fact that obviously we're going to exit that. Let's go back to that first one which I just tried. Keydropod, right? We're going to set the lhost. We're going to set the session as 1, and then we'll try exploit there as well, because this might be yet another way in. Session 3 is opened. Get UID. Who am I? Right? I love Metasploit. So there's so many ways of doing this, and I've just rooted it in using 3 different exploits. 1 of them manually and 2 of them with Metasploit. Really interesting stuff. I don't like this box. It caused me a lot of pain, but it was easy. It was easy. So there we have it. I didn't really expect to be... I honestly didn't really expect to be routing it in 3 different ways here. Oh, the user flag's even easier than that, but it doesn't matter. There we go. We've definitely done it in 3 different ways. Really, really random. Let's revert the system, and I'm going to have a well-deserved rest at this point. Can I mute this? I don't even know if I can or not. How do I even mute? Is it that? Is it that? There we go. Got it. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for bearing with me through this one. And please visit Nethemba.com for all your pen testing needs. Thank you and goodbye.